In September of 2010, I was diagnosed with Idiopathic Pulmonary Fibrosis, IPF, as it's known. And it's a disease that affects the lungs in a very adverse way. It's a disease that doesn't have a relatively good prognosis. You know, if you ever had a chest cold and you know, you're struggling through it and you take a deep breath and you sort of catch your breath. Well, it was like that, and I thought that I just had a chest cold that wasn't going away.
Pulmonary fibrosis is a kind of scarring disease of the lung, limited to the lungs, and it causes scarring of the lungs shrink because they're scarring, and then it becomes more difficult to breathe. There's 200 different kinds of pulmonary fibrosis. Some of them are linked to drugs, some of them are linked to radiation, some of them are linked to different jobs that people have had, like asbestos, for example. And then there's a group of diseases that are called idiopathic, or we don't know what has caused the pulmonary fibrosis. And of that group, the most common one is called idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, or IPF. As the disease progresses, it has more impact on patients. So they will get short of breath doing more common things like bending down to put on their shoes, taking a shower, going out for a walk with the grandchildren, those kinds of things. And as the disease progresses, they get short of breath with just about everything, coughing all the time. They have to wear oxygen because their oxygen levels are low, and then that adds a whole other stigma to the disease. Once we know that patients have IPF, then we have treatment options for them. So there's 2 new drugs on the market targeted to slowing down the progression of scarring in IPF, and that results in longer survival of patients who have the disease, which is really compelling. We also know that physical activities such as walking, pulmonary rehab, those kinds of things is really important to help patients maintain their quality of life and to live well with the disease. The 6-minute walk test will allow us to estimate, you know, how well is a patient able to walk down the block or get groceries or go to the corner store and all those things. And we use the 6-minute walk test to measure over time how well the patient is doing.
I'm doing the same things that I did before. I still travel, I still garden, I still babysit, I still do household chores, but I perhaps do them at a different level. The key, I think, to managing this disease is to try and keep doing as much as you can. Not change your lifestyle to accommodate the disease, but rather adjust.